YouTube. Thank you for joining me for another video today. So in today's video, it's more of a reflection on why you might feel hated, why you might feel like there's just something right now. Maybe you've experienced it your whole life. Maybe you experienced it growing up in childhood, but there seems to be something going on right now currently in the consciousness that is driving us to feel hated, and certain scenarios between just random people, parents, friends, family. Maybe it was Thanksgiving, maybe it was Christmas for you guys, maybe it was, and maybe it is, rather not it was, maybe it is an old friend group, or it's a particular girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever that, wherever you're feeling that pain or that insecurity from, it's almost a feeling of like, what did I do to make you feel this way about me when I've done nothing but genuinely put a solid and just heart-pouring effort into the relationship, but yet you feel like you get the bad end of the stick, you feel like you get the bad end of the deal. And I'd ask you to really reflect and start thinking that you might be bringing this in, and that this is the way that you are perceiving your reality, in that you are bringing people into your life, and it seems like no matter who you start to lean on, whether they switch up, whether they just seem to start, again, switch up, become distant, change up. Maybe it's just friends who sneak diss. Maybe it's just little hatred comments. You hear it in the entrepreneur space. You hear, oh, that little business, or just people in general sometimes will kind of knock you, and they won't know it when they're doing it. Sometimes people know exactly what they're doing when they're manipulating you, or they're trying to gaslight you or put you down. Why do you feel like you keep running into these people is the question, right? Why do you feel that it's so hard to escape and that no one understands you is a big question. And I'm dealing with that as well. It just seems like there's not anyone who really has the same vision that I personally know. There's a vision of wealth, but I'm more so talking about the vision. I used to think that's what it was about. I used to think that gaining a certain amount of money, income, or wealth accumulation would be able to fix your problems, meaning I was just a realist, thinking that the amount of money that it's going to take to help people is where I want to get the number from in my head. Meaning, if you're trying to set a goal, you're going to want to take into account whatever you want, and you could multiply that by 10, by 5, depending on how many people count on you and how good you want those people's lives to be. I don't know if I'm going on a tangent or not, but again, talking about the wealth accumulation, I'm more so talking about a lifestyle and a life that you're chasing that no one understands, whether it's making $20,000 a month, whether it's making $3,000 a month, and doing what you love. No one's going to understand. They're going to tell you to get a normal job. They're going to tell you to get in the 401k. But that's not more so what I'm talking about in this video. I am talking about the people that make you feel just hated on, right? It's like you almost have an overwhelming feeling of you don't have anyone to lean on, or you don't have anyone to almost like share your success stories with. So, picking up your cross and not playing victim, and doing whatever you can do to conquer the evil thoughts and fight the devil. That's, what I would like to focus on my channel, and encourage as many people to have the courage to stand up to the indoctrination, to the paradigm that the world tries to put us in. But I do think in that same realm of us being in a matrix, right, there are certain people who you think that you can count on, or you thought you could count on, and at the end of the day, that person was either temporary. Maybe they are good to keep at a distance. Maybe they are just going through their own thing right now. But more so what I think is I do think on a deeper level, we're bringing those people in, and we can't judge them, and we certainly can't judge what they're telling us, because if it's making you feel a certain way, well, in a way that's on you. Now, but the thing and what I'm talking about is where you are being genuine, and you are, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you're putting a good foot forth to actually, I mentioned this before, you're putting that foot forward to actually be a good person and give to the relationship, or give to the, well, I guess it doesn't matter, parent, friend, whatever, the relationship. And it just seems like you keep getting jabbed, and the excuses, oh, well, that's just who Johnny is, and that's just who this person is, and that's just how your father is, that's just how your mother is. I'm sure you guys have heard that a lot. So I don't know. It's every video that I make, I've been making a video every day, I try to bring as much value, and then I start talking, and I start getting into these deep subjects, and I almost overthink it. Like, my goodness, I need to like break this up on a spreadsheet or a Word doc and try to articulate myself a little bit better. However, I think that the natural conversation of me talking to the camera, me talking to you guys, and what's cool is knowing that it's being used for good, I'd assume, based on the few comments that I've gotten so far. It's always good to get that feeling that you're being able to help someone else. And I think that's what we should all do. And if you have someone that you are trying to help out, and that, again, you're putting your best effort, your best effort forth to be a good friend, to be a good parent, to be a good child, and you're just not getting that response back. I talk about season of isolation. Jesus went on several, I wouldn't say like hiatuses. He took off and went off into the desert to pray. I'm not gonna get specifically into into the books. And I eventually want to talk more about Jesus and dive into the Bible more. And I do think that I'm more so trying to take the channel into shedding light and to planting seeds versus maybe making this a fully Christian-based channel. Almost like when you have an athlete or someone who is good in their field, like a business or what have you, art, and they bring glory to God. And then that's what I'd ultimately like to do. I think I'd be able to reach maybe just a little bit more people that way. But I've also thought about starting a Christian channel too, because a dedicated Christian channel just to doing scripture and diving into the Bible. But I'm getting off topic here. I think that you experience that ultimately. I think you're experiencing these relationships very similar to my video about the narcissist. I think they're your teachers. I do think you ultimately have to look at them as a teacher. And the biggest light bulb moment I would put on this video is separating yourself and your identity from how they're trying to poke at you. Whatever they're saying to you, whatever it is that is making you feel insecure or even sad or just betrayed, like why would this person even, talk about that? Why would they bring that up knowing that it's something sensitive to you? That's even a more telltale sign that it's like, hey, it's time to maybe cut that person off. Or if you have to deal with that person, if you have to live with that person, then really see it as an opportunity to flex that muscle of resilience and strength, and being able to, I'm not saying treat them as an enemy, but being able to look someone in the eyes who obviously isn't respecting you enough to, just not make comments that make you feel a certain kind of way. They know what they're doing. I think even though there's some comments from friends that, maybe they mean well, but they actually, it's just a sly comment, kind of comes off wrong, rubs you the wrong way. It's happened a few times. I'm not talking about that. You guys know that the person that I'm talking about and referring to, it should be resonating with you, of who that is. And if it is, I think, it's at least time to back up. It's at least time to back off and, just kind of put that person on the sideline. And like I said, if you live with them, it's another topic for another video, but definitely do whatever you can to do your research on however you can move out. Ask around, see if you can, couch surf, put your stuff in storage and go live somewhere else, go live nomad, whatever you can do to figure out how to get out of that situation. If you're living with the person who just seems to keep bringing you down or is hating, but you're not doing anything in life if you don't have those people who are challenging you in that way. And I'd almost like to invite you to think that this could be your resilience and strength test from God. And these people could be put in your life so you know how to deal and hire people, or how to heal people, or how to communicate better with people. So the best thing to do is to never look at it from a negative light, and always see how you can frame it in the most positive light possible. And then also, how is this going to benefit you? How is you receiving hate from someone that you have genuinely poured your time and love into? How is that feeling going to be transmuted into fueling whatever it is that you want to do? Because when you're fueling your dreams, there's going to be far few people in between who actually understand or even grasp a concept like 20-40% of your dream. So if you're a big dreamer, if you have lofty goals, you know, these kinds of people you can't waste time with. You can't waste scrolling through videos, you know, learning about how to deal with the narcissist when you just disassociate your identity with that person, and you do your best to cut ties and cut them off, and there you go. That's pretty simple. I think it's easier said than done, but with practice, you know, I think practice pays off. So I think the more that you at least have that in the back of your mind now when you're dealing with this person, you'll at least be able to observe it better and observe it from a state of abundance, and that you have abundance and that this person can't tear you down. So I'll leave it at that. I think we're about 16 minutes in. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please leave a comment down below if you like the video, if you have any comments, if there's any anything I can help with, certainly leave it in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm putting out. But God bless, man, peace and blessings. I hope that everyone has a good start to their week. It's Monday, so let's get at it, man. You guys have a good one.